Heavy rain causing problems across the area, closing roads and even several schools. We'll have a look at the flooding.
Still several counties under flood warnings right now. We'll track the very latest on the current rain event and look ahead to, unfortunately, additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms.
Also ahead, we're on the campaign trail as Hillary Clinton has her first event with voters in Iowa.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. A lot of places are dealing with too much rain in a short amount of time. Many areas in central and eastern Kentucky picked up between 1 and 4 inches of rain last night and this morning. This was the scene earlier today in Boyle County, where they got 3 inches. The flooding rains are moving out, but flood warnings continue. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking it all on First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, we continue to see the heaviest rain now slowly but surely easing a little bit across central and eastern Kentucky. That's good news. Bad news, still a lot of creeks and streams are out of their banks, and for that reason, flood warnings are out for the counties that are shaded in the green here. And now that is mainly focused on eastern and southeastern Kentucky, where those rains are just now beginning to scoot on out. Still some flood warnings along parts of our rivers. We will get to those in just a moment. Look back at our rainfall. Pockets of less than 1/4 of an inch into northern Kentucky. That's how sharp of a gradient we had from a little to nothing into northern Kentucky to an inch or 2 across the Lexington area to quickly upwards of 4 inches of rain from Bowling Green through the Richmond area and into parts of northeastern Kentucky. What we're seeing now in live First Alert Defender. Thankfully, those heavy bursts of rain are now off to our east. Still, though, some scattered showers showing up across the Richmond and Berea area. Some moderate rains around Grayson, Sandy Hook, Moorhead. We're starting to turn off the heavy rain faucet now. Leftover light showers across parts of the Bluegrass region. Red River at Clay City, flood warning is out here. Flood stage 17 feet late tomorrow, should hit 21.5 feet. That would cause some moderate flooding. Also, most of the Kentucky River under a flood warning. Minor to moderate flooding expected along the Kentucky River over the next couple of days. Unfortunately, Jennifer, focus of the forecast is on more rain and storm chances that show up into your 7-day forecast. We'll time the next round with the hour-by-hour outlook when I come back in just a few minutes.
Just what a lot of these places don't need, Chris. A state of emergency has been declared in Lincoln County because of flash flooding. This eyewitness photo shows a school bus on a flooded Harris Creek Road in the Moreland community this morning. The superintendent tells us the bus driver didn't have room to turn around and decided to drive through it. No one was hurt. WKYT's Phil Pendleton continues our top story team weather coverage from Lincoln County.
It has been raining all day here in Lincoln County, and in fact, in some places, despite that consistent rain, some of the roadways have actually seen the water levels drop. Where I'm standing right now was underwater a few hours ago. This is Goshen Road, and water still covers the roadway. This roadway still one of many impassable in this community. Kentucky 1247 was closed Tuesday morning, and several drivers had to be rescued from their vehicles when the water became too much to drive through. Water also got up close to several homes. Susan Jones says this is something she's seen before, but many said they were surprised at how quickly the water rose.
It's like this every time it rains. We get flooded. We've got it coming up through the bathtub and the commode. It's amazing on how all this can happen over such a little bit of time.
And officials say at one time 15 roadways were closed, but the emergency management director says now he stopped counting. In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Chris says Stanford got 4 inches of rain. We have no reports of any injuries. In Madison County, high water trapped a driver this morning. Deputies had to help a woman whose car got stuck in 3 feet of water under a railroad crossing on Red House Road. It's just one of dozens of roads closed due to flooding in Madison County. A woman who lives nearby says the area has flooded before, but this is the worst she's seen in years.
Our apartment actually got a little bit of water in it, which is the first time in, I don't know, probably maybe 10, 15 years.
Police tell us they worked at least 9 crashes on slick roads. No one was hurt. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT News starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Rain is blamed for a boulder larger than a pickup truck falling onto a road. The rockfall happened in Menifee County on Kentucky 1274 near the Rowan County line close to Cave Run Lake. The boulder is blocking both lanes, and a state transportation cabinet crew is working to break up the boulder and try and clear that road. We'll have details on their progress coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. Bottles of rare Pappy Van Winkle bourbon still missing, but investigators say they're close to solving this case. 65 cases of the bourbon were stolen from Buffalo Trace Distillery in 2013. The rare spirit is worth tens of thousands of dollars. The Franklin County Sheriff says investigators received new tips and indictments could be coming soon. Last month, the Sheriff's Office arrested Gilbert Kurtzinger after they found barrels of stolen Wild Turkey bourbon at his house. He worked for Buffalo Trace, but the Sheriff says they still don't know if he was involved in the Pappy Van Winkle heist. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, find out why Franklin County investigators are asking people who recently bought bourbon barrels to come forward. And if you still haven't done your taxes this year, you're not alone. Every year, about a quarter of Americans wait until the last minute to file their tax returns. The new health care law has complicated the filing process, according to one local tax expert. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, we'll show you some simple things to remember if you're filing last minute. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The 2016 presidential race is underway. There are now 3 Republicans officially competing for the nomination, and Democrat Hillary Clinton is getting up close and personal with voters in Iowa. Marley Hall has the story from Monticello, Iowa.
Young voters in Iowa came face to face with Hillary Clinton during a roundtable discussion at Kirkwood Community College.
I'm here in Iowa to begin a conversation.
This is Clinton's second bid for the presidency. This time around, her campaign says it's trying a low-key approach that includes more time listening to voters.
I'm going to work hard to meet as many people. I'll be rolling out ideas and policies about what I think will work, but I want it to be informed by what's actually working.
Clinton is taking advantage of every moment here in Iowa, using each stop as an opportunity to connect with residents.
I also really love chai.
The Democratic candidate sat down for breakfast at a coffee shop in LeClaire.
I always vote for the person I think is going to do the best for the country, and I think she's got my vote.
Some Iowans appreciate this approach, but not her politics. They question how Clinton used her personal email account and handled the Benghazi attack when she was Secretary of State.
Too much baggage. I'll listen to her, but I can't support her.
Clinton is trying to raise $100 million for the primary campaign, but is working to do that with lots of smaller donations. Marley Hall, CBS News, Monticello, Iowa.
On the Republican side, Marco Rubio is the 3rd GOP senator to enter the 2016 race. Rand Paul of Kentucky and Ted Cruz of Texas have already joined the Republican race. Iraq's prime minister met today with President Barack Obama at the White House. The White House says the prime minister did not make any specific request for additional military help in the fight against Islamic State militants. Mr. Obama expressed support for that effort, but made it clear that ultimately Baghdad must be in charge of its own destiny. He pledged $200 million in humanitarian aid to help Iraqis who've been displaced by the Islamic State group.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
A mixed day on Wall Street. Energy stocks helped the Dow climb 60 points to close at 18,037 and the S&P to pick up 3. The Nasdaq fell 11. Americans are spending a lot more money on prescription drugs. A new report from the IMS Institute for Healthcare Informatics found a record 4.3 billion prescriptions were filled in 2014, and spending soared by 13%. Some reasons? More people now have health insurance under the Affordable Care Act, and there have been big breakthroughs in medicines for rare diseases. Children don't have to pay bills like adults do, but as Lauren Lister reports, financial experts say it's never too early to teach young people the value of money.
When the day's almost over, we'll head for the tub.
Bethany Fisher enjoys reading to her children, but when it comes to teaching her kids about money,
1, 2, 3.
She'd rather show them.
I just think as soon as they understand the concept of money, that they should learn what it should be used towards and how it should be saved.
Fisher tells her kids how much she makes every month.
Right here is $3,000.
And what she spends it on.
10, 11.
That's $1,100.
Very good, you are right. That's a lot of money. But all this money only goes to pay one bill, rent.
You really want to set your values as a family and make sure that you're sharing those with your kids.
Financial advisor Nicole Middendorf believes kids should know the difference between wants and needs. She says problems happen when parents think they're protecting their kids and don't want them to worry about money.
If you're not having the conversation about money with your children, that's what happens, is they get into a lot of credit card debt or they make really poor decisions.
Experts say parents shouldn't stress out kids about money, but passing on some simple lessons can help secure their financial future. Lauren Lister, CBS News, New York.
Money experts say one good lesson to teach children is how to budget their allowance. Hundreds of people will put away their electronics and have a good time in Lexington.
Yeah, what a novel concept, huh? Deanne Stevens out and about today with more on a fun weekend of games. Tell us about it, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are participating in a board game called Survive. The question is, could you survive an entire weekend without electronics, without your cell phone, actually playing board games? We used to do that a few years ago, believe it or not. We have Chris and Greg with us. They started this thing called the Lexicon Gaming Convention. This is the second year for it, and I love what you guys said. You're like, put all those electronics away and let's play some board games.
Absolutely. We both love getting together with family and friends and playing games, and why not do it with a bigger and bigger set of family and friends?
Well, and this, speaking of bigger and bigger, continues to grow. You guys are expecting or hoping for about 900 people this weekend?
Yes, we had about 500-600 last year, and it's blown up way big this year.
Why did you all decide to do this?
So what we wanted to do was we wanted to provide just gaming experience for people in Kentucky, because a lot of people don't know there are thousands of games up there. Greg owns over 1,000 games himself, which is amazing.
Or clinical.
Yeah, something like that. No, you said your love of this started because of your dad's love for the games.
That's right. I mean, everybody's played your Monopolies, your Lives, whatnot. My dad had these... Candyland. My dad had these games called bookshelf games, and they're games like Acquire and the World of Wall Street, and they were so much fun, and no one else knew about them. And so I became an evangelist for gaming at a young age.
Right. All right, and Kenny was just showing you guys the boxes and boxes of games that will be part of the convention this weekend. How does it work? People get tickets?
That's right. Right now they can go directly to our website, lexicongaming.com, and purchase tickets, or they can show up on site and purchase tickets. They can also get tickets for events. So we have tournaments, we have a cosplay contest, we have role-playing as well as tabletop games, all kinds of great things they can do there. They can do it for the whole weekend or just for a day.
Okay, tell them your website one more time.
Sure. It's lexicongaming.com.
Okay, and the Lexicon Gaming Convention is this weekend at the Clarion Hotel and Convention Center here in Lexington. Check it out. Put your phones down, people, and play some games. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A test that analyzes a person's breath may one day help identify people at risk of developing stomach cancer. Previous research has shown the test can detect stomach cancer after it has developed. But now there's also hope it can detect the disease before it has formed. Researchers in Utah have identified 2 proteins associated with triple-negative breast cancer, one of the most aggressive forms of the disease. Doctors are now looking for ways to neutralize those proteins to stop the breast cancer cells from growing. A liquid extract from medical marijuana is showing promise in treating children with severe epilepsy. Researchers from NYU found seizures dropped 54% in patients who did not respond to other treatments. Target is giving its grocery department a makeover with help from supermarket exec Ann Dammit. She was a VP at PetSmart. Before that, she spent decades at Safeway. Target wants to expand its private organic label and offer more gluten-free options. The goal is to bring in younger, more health-conscious shoppers. Coke is bringing back its successful Share a Coke campaign, featuring first names printed on a bottle's label. This time around, Coke will increase the number of names from 250 to 1,000. Coke predicts the most popular names this year will be Michael and Jessica.